Welcome back, it's me, Lou. I'm here for another action figure unboxing and review. Today from Hasbro in their Marvel Legends series, we are featuring the Deadpool Legacy Collection Colossus. Okay, so I'm very stoked on this version of Colossus. The last time we got a Deadpool Colossus, I don't think ever. The only cinematic version of Colossus I do recall is the one that Toy Biz produced for the X-Men movies years ago, when the X-Men movies were produced by 20th Century Fox. I remember them giving us a 6-inch scale Colossus for, I want to say it was for X2. I don't think it was X-Men Last Stand. And I think that might have been like a Walmart exclusive, I think. That was like a lifetime ago. But this is a figure that I'm very glad to welcome into my collection. Big fan of the character of Colossus in general. In the comic books, Colossus, very gentle, innocent-like soul, even though in the comic books over the last few years, he's kind of taken a turn for the worse. And he's a little bit more disenchanted, a little bit more bitter. And sometimes, some of his acts border on stuff that's kind of like a little bit nefarious and sinister. But for me, Colossus is always going to have a heart of gold with a metal skin, and this one looks incredible. You can see it comes with an extra portrait, extra pair of hands, and it looks like some sort of maybe diary or journal. On the back, Colossus is a towering, virtuous mutant known for his organic steel body, which grants him immense strength and durability. Other figures from the Deadpool Legacy Collection include Deadpool, Wolverine, and Headpool. And I believe Headpool comes with the Logan figure in casual attire. Alright, so a beautiful looking action figure. Alright, here's the first accessory. The Xavier Institute. It looks like it's some sort of manual maybe. Oh, it's kind of like the X-Men handbook. So it's like the rule book. Rule number 1, no killing anyone ever. Rule number 2, label everything in the refrigerator. Okay, that's pretty cool. He comes with extra hands. So these are the open hands right here. These might be compatible with other Colossus figures. They might be. So we have Colossus's head. The alternate portrait looking a little bit more stern, a little bit more angry as Colossus could get. He has the white eyes, the flat top haircut. Again, this head might be compatible with some of the previous Colossus figures. And over here is the main event. We have Piotr Rasputin, Colossus himself. And let's get him fully in a standing position so we can take a look at his height. Alright, this is a tall action figure standing in at about 8 inches. He doesn't feel as large as some of the previous versions of Colossus that we got in the toy line, but this one looks amazing. Really well executed. The head sculpt is nice. I kind of wish that, they gave us this head here, the much more grumpier head. I kind of feel like this one's a little bit too calm, a little bit too stoic. It would have been nice if they gave him somewhat of a little bit more of a smile or a smirk at the very least. Because, Colossus is always trying to convey a sense of optimism when he's around Deadpool. A beautiful looking uniform. The vest piece, nice micro texture. It's kind of cool too because it kind of give you a difference in material. Like for the black pieces, it goes from very smooth to kind of like a nice textured piece here. And then there's almost like a thicker leathery texture for the red elements. The metal banding on him is really well done also. There's some panel lining between the metal straps. It's really well defined. And the sculpting around the metal bands is really clean also. Nice wrinkles and folds on his pants. A lot of pockets for the cargo pants look. The boots are well done also. Nice detailing with the buckles and the zippers. And these are articulated. In size comparison, next to some other Marvel Legends figures, here is the X-Men Marvel Legends Vulcan. As you can see, Colossus just towers over him. He doesn't have the weight of some of the older Colossus figures, but I think the height's still pretty tall. Mass-wise, he just doesn't feel as sizable as some of the older figures. Here he is next to Wolverine. And let's take a look at his articulation. His head swivels. Does he look up or down? Unfortunately, oh no, he does look up. The joint is present right there, but mine just feels stuck. There we go, got it moving. So that's great. He could look up about that high, and then looking down, he could really look down. So if he wants to count the ants on the ground or tie his shoelaces, he could do it. He does have butterfly joints, which are surprisingly hidden underneath his chest. Unfortunately, they don't seem to offer any extra range of motion, which seems kind of pointless having them. It just seems like an extra cost to the figure that's not necessary. Oh, I take it back. They do go out. All right, let's see if I can get this one out. Yeah, they do go out, but... All right, so I'm not sure if it's so much a butterfly joint as it is more so a gap filler. So I don't think this is necessarily a butterfly joint. I think it's just kind of more so like a recessed washer to fill in the gaps. Bicep swivel, pinless design for the elbows, very clean, and they're double jointed. They move very smoothly on my figure. Articulated wrists. He does feature an ab crunch, so like a crunch forward, which is not a whole lot, unfortunately, or arch back, about there. Does have a waist swivel. His legs kick upward, and then they do kick outward. There's a thigh cut, and then pinless design for the double jointed knees, and then articulated ankles, and that's pretty much it. And there's also the boot swivel, as I mentioned earlier. Overall, fantastic looking action figure, quite the sizable toy. And let me grab another figure real quick. Here he is next to the classic Toy Biz Apocalypse figure. This thing's a brick. Here he is next to Space Knight Venom. Just to give you an idea of the size, next to some of the bigger baddies. And here is the deluxe box set Build-A-Figure of Venom. So yeah, he's in good company, very large figure. Again, he doesn't feel as heavy as some of the older figures, but it's a beautiful figure nonetheless. Excellent presentation. It's the execution on this one I think is pretty much perfect. I can't really find any flaws in it. So yeah, if you're a fan of Deadpool and Wolverine, if you're a fan of the old 20th Century Fox X-Men films and you need a live-action Colossus, this is the way to go. It's outstanding. All right, with that being said, let's wrap this one up. Once again, my name is Lou. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your continued support. I greatly appreciate it. So until the next video, be safe, take care of yourself, buy lots of toys, and most importantly, be happy. And I'll see you at the next one. All right, later.